So Minuet is coming along. So just going to put bars 21 and 24, 21 to 24, which I think is just this little bit, isn't it, here, hands together. And I suggested playing all these staccato notes legato instead, all right? So that's quite hard to play that staccato, so I'm quite happy for you there just to play the legato. So if I go from bar 21, that's the fourth finger on A and the thumb on A in the right hand, okay? So join all these notes up, C sharp. So a bit of a stretch there, make sure you know where those notes are. Okay, and watch in that last bar, it isn't an octave either way, it's one octave and then it comes to C, okay? So there's one bar there, that's 21, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, where you're at the top here on D and F, and you've got to go quite a stretch down to A or down to F sharp. So make sure you know where those notes are on the piano. You almost need to memorize them so that you can find them easily, okay? Now, if you go on to the end, let's do the right hand. I think you played this through. It's just a single melody, not too difficult, as long as you read it accurately. Okay, now here, you come over the F sharp, but use 3 and 4, so the thumb can go down to the D. I would like you to do that staccato and that staccato as well. All right, so when you're learning this, maybe do 4 bars again and then another 4 bars at a different time. All right, so let's just do 4 bars first. Do it once again. Finger goes over to the F sharp and again like that. And although I'm going over to F sharp here, I'm not putting my thumb on underneath, I'm putting my 3rd finger, which it does say in the music. So you go 3 and 4 because the thumb needs to go down, so there's no good sticking it underneath. It needs to then go down. All right, so watch out in that bar there. Then the left hand, I'm just going to do those 4 bars. Left hand's a little bit unusual. You've got B with the 3rd finger, which is a minim, so it should be held. It should be held through to that B, all right, which means while I'm holding that B, I'm going to add that D. So I end up with 2 sounds together there, 2 notes together. Then that D is also 2 beats, so it should be held until I get to the rest in the next bar. You see there's a little rest. All right, that's to tell me when that D is supposed to finish. Sorry, can you see that rest there? Okay. So it means there's quite an overlap at the end of that bar as well. So a little bit unusual and a little bit tricky. Let me just show you how that goes. So you play the B, hold it while you play the D, then lift the B and play it again and hold the D. So it's a bit like a seesaw effect. Like that. D at the, sorry, say that again. B at the D, then add the B again. Do that again. B, add the D, and add the B again. Then the next bar is C, add E, and add the C again. C, add E, and add the C again. Then you carry on with just single notes. Okay, so those 2 bars need a little bit of practice to get that. When you put it hands together, I've had somebody who's done this recently, they unfortunately didn't realise their right hand was copying what the left hand was doing. So they were holding the 5th finger, which of course you don't normally. You just release it once you get to the next note. So be careful if you do put it hands together. But although you're overlapping in the left hand, you're not overlapping anything in the right hand. Then bar 26 on the last line. Then they just play in duet. That's not too bad. Fingering 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, let's deal with the last 4 bars. So I've already done the right hand, but I'll do it again because I want you to do the staccato in those bars. So I'm going to play from the D with the scale. hand has got another overlap. All right, here we've got a dotted minim on the D, which should last all the way through until I play that E. So that's why you've got 2 rests there, because that shows me where that F sharp comes in on the 3rd beat. But when I play that F sharp, I will still be holding the D. So a little bit of an overlap there as well. So let's play that in the left hand. So I've got D, then I add the F sharp and then end on the E, which is just staccato. Let's do that again. D for 2, add the F sharp, then release when I get to the E, then it's staccato. And there's one finger I would probably put a ring around, and that's this thumb here on the G. All right, because it's not naturally on the G. You just played it, or you should have just played it with your 2nd finger. So you've actually got to make sure you put the thumb there, which is why it says that. Goes down to B, D, there's staccato, and then spread your hand out for these 3 notes. That's based on your arpeggio. Now you do your arpeggio of G. Well, look as I come down, G, D, B, and G. So that is your arpeggio, but missing out 1 note. So the fingering and the way the hand is spread apart is exactly like the arpeggio. All right. So if you put that hands together, it's not too bad hands together. It's just making sure you hold that D in the left hand. Here we go. So I've got 2 notes in the left hand. Then I let go. Both hands are short. Thumb on the G. Both are short. And just the left hand is staccato. And then let go in both hands. All right. So yes, so you're putting 4 bars hands together. You've been learning this last week, hands separately, changing those bars to legato. Then I would do 2 4-bar sections over the next few weeks. Learn the right hand and the left hand, and then try that hands together, and then the same with the last section. But pay particular attention to this overlapping in the left hand and that D that overlaps there.